Yeah. All right, gentlemen. How are you guys this evening? We'll start the feed here. Running a little late. It's my fault. It's not the comrade's fault. Everybody will blame the comrade. Comrade catches shit from everybody. It's pretty funny. I'm not sure you walk around smiling, comrade.
I always do. What's that noise?
That's Kale's dog.
Oh, my dog was going nuts last night. Yeah. My dog kept me up all last night. The storm was going, and little Stanley was scared shitless.
Yeah. Well, there's Comrade. There's Kale. And we got the folks tuning in here. So we'll go ahead and we will get started. Everybody say hello to Gwen. Gwen, what's up,
Gwen?
Good to see you, man.
What's up, Gwen?
Kale, I got something. Check this out. I don't know if you've seen this or not. Watch this. We have a ticker. Look at this.
That's wrong.
No, they could say good things like, we put the Twitter handle and all that here. There's nothing wrong with that. Look at that. We can have some good stuff there. Anyway, there you go. We're hardcore now. We've got our own ticker. All right, welcome into the latest edition of the Rob, Comrade, and Kale Show. I am Rob Sanders, your host. I represent the Clemson Tigers on this podcast, winners of 2 of the last 4 national titles. I have 2 Gamecock fans that are also do this show with me. We'll start with the man that is Vladimir Putin's water boy, the man that everybody wants to fight. He is the comrade, Mike Dobreski. Mike, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. It's good to be a Gamecock. Great to be a Gamecock. And some potential good news. Not get my hopes up, but some actually promising news for a change in the shitty world of no sports we've been in for the last, God knows how many weeks. So some possible good news.
We'll get into that momentarily. And making his way back because, as Jim Cornette would say, he's too damn good to be out here all the time, so he took Sunday off. He is, of course, the ball man from the upstate, Cale Hall. Cale, what's up, my friend?
What's up? Yeah, I had a paid day off and enjoyed it. I relaxed and got rejuvenated, batteries charged back up, ready to go. Woo!
Yeah, Kale's excited. We appreciate Kale joining us for the show this evening. I want to thank our sponsors. We'll start with Callaway's Bar and Grill. Of course, they are open on the patio now. So you can go out there and do your thing at Callaway's.
I heard they have the Golden Tee game out there too. You can play Golden Tee out there is what I heard from a reliable source.
And they actually have someone that sanitizes it after you play. They sanitize it.
Well, they do that after you play anyway. I watched them we were there during normal times. Yep. You played around and they came by. I think it was Lee came by and sprayed it down after Rob. I mean, I don't know why, but just to be safe.
That's true. But Callaway's Bar and Grill, I've been doing basically socially distant trivia every Saturday night for them, but I'm actually going to be there on the patio on Saturday, and we are going to do trivia there, and you can play online, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to play trivia Saturday night at Callaway's at 8 o'clock out in West Columbia, Callaway's Bar and Grill.com. We also have DNC Trucking and Transport, the No Spin Zone segment with the comrade. Comrade, read away.
Wait, can I just address who's this Ray guy real quick? He goes, comrade, ? Really? Like what's the question? I don't get it. You want the nickname story? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, we'll address later on. Ray, good name. Oh, here we go. We'll read this crap. I stand at 5 foot 8 inches tall, a full 7 inches shorter than Dennis Wilson. It sucks to be a Gamecock. I helped Peyton Manning in his teabagging session. I support all people, even if you are in the closet. That's true. I have no prejudice against people who are gay. I am praying COVID cancels the football season. I do not want the embarrassment of my god-awful team with my shithole coach. A fullback is not going to help our team. The only thing that can help our team is a coaching change. I am the reason Cale Hall pisses in the sink. It sucks, big Gamecock. Go Tigers.
That message courtesy of Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. We appreciate Dennis.
I'd have to agree with the last two parts of that for sure.
Let's thank our patron.
Coaching change and pissing in the sink.
Let's thank our patrons. They give us $1 or $2 a month. Lawton Swan, Thomas Dana Young, Stacy Hamp, Keith Harrelson, Jamie Phillips, Tabitha Sims, and Robert Knight, as well as Lisa Sester Harkins, Jeff Pritchett, Christian Young, Eddie Hicks, Sally Donegan, and Melanie Bookhart. We appreciate them. All right, gentlemen, some
wait, real quick, Rob, can you play my theme music real quick? I want to have Ray lose his shit. Please play this national anthem of the Soviet Union. I'm going to stand and address it.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Hold on, I've got to give me a second. It takes a second to pull it up here because I didn't have it.
I want Ray to lose his shit.
Okay, hold on. Normally I have my stuff together, but the comrade threw a curveball at me. I've got it right here. Here we go.
Show some respect, Ray. I hope you're standing, Ray. I hope you're showing some respect. Don't be kneeling.
You better be like Nikolai Volkov and sing it, damn it. Sing it.
We don't take protesters in this room. You better be up and saluting.
Cale, come on, Cale. You and I can sing it. Are you ready? Here we go. We're going to sing it right now. The
motherland.
There you go.
The motherland made me at some point.
Why is it that Cale and I aren't Russian like this idiot, but we know the Russian national anthem and he doesn't?
Mm-hmm. Can we tell a story behind that? We got new people now. I mean, Cale Hall's, this is his YouTube channel, new people. Did you know who gave me the nickname? He showed himself the other day. Remember?
Was it
Joseph?
Right? Yeah.
No. So the backstory, Ray, okay. I was born in this country, okay, but my last name is Dobreski, which is Russian. Long story. And so from that point on, a Clemson fan got angry at me, shocking. And I forgot, he got angry. Okay. So I was in a scout team at Carolina a long time ago. I was a quarterback. Okay, I was trash. And so the whole thing was he wanted to know if I wore a different colored jersey at practice, which you do at times when you're the quarterback, so no one hits you. And he thought that was a pussy of me to do so. And then he compared it going to war, and he called me a fucking pussy comrade. That a comrade in the trenches has been willing to fight with his own men and not wear a pussy jersey. And so that turned into me, everyone calling me the comrade from that point on. Okay? Yeah. So it's kind of an inside joke on the whole thing. I'm not actually communist. All right? So relax a little bit. Put your gun away. Put your Nazi flag down. It's okay. It's going to be all right. Okay.
Holy shit.
Right, thank you.
Well, I'm just saying Cale and I were respectful enough to learn your fucking national anthem, and your ass didn't sing it. That's pretty sad.
Yeah. Go back. I never was there, jackass. I think it was my great-great-great-great-grandfather was born there. Go back.
God damn.
God damn. I can't even go with that. Holy fucking shit tonight. It's already starting up. Comrade, would you like to give everyone the good news? I sent you the tweet earlier, straight from the athletic director, who eventually will be Monty Lee's third base coach, Ray Tanner. he put out there what they're trying to do at Williams-Brice for football. Can you share that with us?
All right, so basically, the first thing is the University of South Carolina, the Harvard of the South, has announced that their plan is that when school comes back in August, that they will have face-to-face instruction at the greatest college in the world, which then, of course, leads to the whole idea of fall sports. The plan right now is to have fall sports with social distancing in mind. Okay, now first of all, understand something. That's a plan. Doesn't mean it's set in stone, but they're studying ways to do that. So some good news. I'm trying to be a little bit realistic though, and not get my hopes up. There's a lot of hurdles to go through, first of all, but it's still not going to be if they play, it still won't be what you call a normal season. There's a lot of things that can go wrong and happen, but we're on the right pace now, on the right, kind of path at least. We're getting to the point where we're talking about it, so that's a good. We'll see what happens in the next few weeks, though. But some good news today.
I want to ask Cale because Cale is like I am. Cale is actually, it hasn't really affected you on the front of we're still going to work every day. I don't know if your work schedule has changed, but I know that you're still going to work. I'm still going into the studio every day. With what's going on, Cale, if you had to make an educated guess, do you think we're playing football in the fall?
In some capacity, yes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be, what we were used to.
You think we're going to go? Yeah, go ahead.
I think if the season's going to start later, I think you could see only conference games, or I don't know about the thing starting. Some people say that the season might start in like November and carry on into like February or March. I don't see that. I see an abbreviated season. I see it starting, maybe like the 1st of October and playing like 8 games. That's what I'm thinking. I don't see all 12 games being played. And I'm wondering, they're talking about playing football in the fall with social distancing. I mean, in most stadiums, we're used to an ass every, 18 inches. So does that mean we're 6 feet apart in the stands? So they're not going to be able to, they won't be able to let everybody in.
Yeah.
Right? That's weird.
I think so. And I think that they may.
We wouldn't be able to put the house stick man in the upper deck. Oh, fuck.
I think that the big thing with it is that let's just say a round number that at Williams-Brice they can put 80,000 people in there, maybe more, maybe less than that. Let's just say there's 80,000 as a possibility. I think that if they may go into a realm where, look, we're going to cut it in, let's say, half. And then that way people can have extra seats between them. I think that may be what they end up doing. But the idea of playing college football without fans is not something that is in the realm of something that's going to happen. It's not what the universities want for sure. They need that season ticket money, but it's going to be, I think, the weirdest football season ever, in my opinion, simply because I think they're going to try to socially distance folks, but I think it's going to come down to eventually people are just going to be like, fuck it. Give us our football. We don't care. And I think that's going to happen. But here's the bigger problem. The NCAA needs to get off their ass, and they need to come out with a uniform plan. And the reason that I say that is because certain colleges or certain teams are, look, we're going to bring our guys back May 15th. And other people are waiting to figure out what they can do or what they can't do. You have the issue with California, where Comrade mentioned this the other night. They're not going to have any concerts or anything until November, according to their governor. Maybe they're going to relax on that. Maybe they won't. But this is a point where the NCAA has to have a set of balls. They can't be a eunuch. They can't run around with no nuts. They have to come out and say, this is what we're going to do. Your players can report on this day across the board. Now, if you're at a college and the state doesn't allow that, then that's not the problem of the NCAA. Sucks to be you. That's just the way that I think it's going to be. They have to come out and put out a blanket statement of this is when people can go back. Because if you don't, teams like in Oklahoma State who point blank, their coach, the mullet, has said, I'm a man, I'm 50, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. We're coming back May 15th. They're going to get an advantage over everybody else. So the NCAA either has to either cut it completely out or give everybody a date that makes sense. Am I flowing with you, comrade? Does that make sense at all?
Yeah. And see, the issue is going to be, too, like an AD came out today, I forgot the AD's name, and he acknowledged that every conference is going to be different, but it sounds like they're going to go ahead with it. And the reason, because originally I thought, because there were a lot of talk about a spring football or winter spring and push it back then. But now that a lot of people, I guess they're getting reports now that come winter, springtime, this is going to come back. And they think the best chance of getting the season in is to start in the fall and get as many things as you can in there, even though some conferences or schools won't be in there. So you're going to have kind of a messed up schedule. You're going to have team, so it's going to be really kind of weird to do it that way. Because I think if they wait till spring, they're worried that they won't be able to play then. So I think you're going to see some football in the fall, but I think you're going to see some conferences or teams not be able to do it. So you have to change up schedules and pick up games on the fly. It's going to be kind of interesting. As for the social distancing part, I don't see how they're going to have fans. And this is what's going to happen. Now, the Miami Dolphins came out with a plan of having 15,000 people in their stadium. And I know you brought up like 40,000 for the Carolina. I think that Ray Tanner is working on like a 15,000 people kind of situation where you don't have to wait in lines, all that stuff. But here's the issue. Okay, there are people out there who believe this is full of crap. There's people in this room who believe that way. And so what's going to happen if the rule is 15,000, you have to wear a mask? And we have seen what happens when you tell someone to wear a mask at Costco. They go get their father and a gun and shoot the security officer. Right? One lady was spitting on people the other day. So imagine the security you're going to need, the people who think that telling them to put a mask on is offensive to them and against their rights at the football game. I think you're going to have a lot of problems with it because there are people divided down, whatever you want to call it, who think this is a fabrication and say, I'm not wearing no damn mask. And what are you going to do when you're tailgating and 20 people around each other tailgating? Are the cops going to break it up? I mean, what's that? You're drinking beer and being told to break up? Think of that shit show. I don't see how it's going to work. I would like to think that people have common sense and you say, listen, we're going to play football, but you got to follow these rules. You got to stay away from each other. You can't tailgate more than 5 people. But we know people who aren't going to be like, I paid my money, God damn it, and I'm going to do what I want. So I don't know. I think if I'm a college and you have a plan to play football, and it's going to hurt your money wise, make it a TV product. Say no. Maybe this is students. Only the students can go. And the season ticket holders. That's the thing too. If you're a season ticket holder, not everyone's going to go. So you're going to alienate some people. Like, listen, you can't go. You can go to this game and this game. Well, why am I going to the Coastal game? And how come Joey Johnson gets to go to the Georgia game? So I think to not alienate people, say everyone, sorry, we'll see you in 2021 and come to the stadium then. We're going to play in the fall. Only students can come. And students, here's the rules. face masks, don't gather. If not, we'll beat your ass. I think that's what I would do if I'm Ray Tanner University. That's how you kind of make it work that way.
Silent Chaos on YouTube has the following comment. It's okay for young men to fall on top of each other for 3 hours, but not okay for 40-year-olds to stand next to each other in the stands. I think that you have to look at it from this perspective. They're going to test and test and test the young men that are out there. They're going to basically, I think they're from some of the
every student too. According to Carlson, they're going to test at Carolina. Every student. Now, I don't know how this is going to work logistic wise, but every student's going to get tested and they come back to campus. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that won't work, but I just listen. I remember trying to get a damn ID. There was a student there. That was a freaking shit show. Okay, so I mean, listen, all power to them. They can pull it up. Apparently, every student's going to get tested. That means every athlete, because they're a student, and they're going to do that. So I think that way may work. Everyone's tested, and you kind of close campus down. Games, only students get to go. I mean, it'd be kind of weird, but maybe, hey, I mean, it's better than nothing. This season's going to blow, okay? But at least you have some games, maybe. I can bet some games. God, that'd be so nice. They look at a point spread. I miss the point spread. Okay, so and just kind of deal with it and say you can tell your grandkids about this season, And when Clemson wins it all, you're gonna put a big asterisk next to it and say, "Yeah, congratulations, you won during a pandemic year when only 40 schools played."
This is really gonna hurt a lot of teams that rely on a huge home field advantage.
Yeah. Kale, would you go to a game in the fall, Kale? Are you comfortable with that? Or are you a guy you'd rather stay home and watch on TV?
Well, hell, I'd stay home and watch it on TV anyway, so that's a moot point. But no, I wouldn't be scared.
I'm at the point where I want the players and everybody to be safe, but I think it's going to come down to a magic word, and that magic word is lawyers. I think lawyers are looking for someone to catch the COVID and blame it on a big university and try to cash in. I think that's going to happen. I really do.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that's one of the things you have to draw up and kind of like, sign your rights away. I think if you're going to let people into the game, I think that's one of the things you're going to do. You're going to sign this waiver, kind of like my kids. Ever go with like you take your kids to a party at at that jump place, the trampolines, all that shit. I have to sign like 8 pages of like crap. If your son dies today, it's not our fault. If he breaks his neck, it's not our fault. Like, oh, okay. I think you're going to have one of those things in order to go there too. But I would close down the students. Personally, for me, when I go. I would not want to have to wear a mask in 95-degree humidity heat in Williams Brice Stadium. I would rather sit at home. Secondly, I'm not worried about myself, even though the COVID could kill me too, okay? I have a 75-year-old mother with lung issues. Not a smoker, but she had a surgery, and her lung got pierced. She has got lung issues. She cannot get it. So I would not go just because I want to see my mom. And so I don't want to, have to worry about her catching something from me. I'd feel horrible if I went to damn Carolina versus Coastal and caught something and gave it to her, or she died because I wanted to go see the Gamecocks eke out a win over Coastal Carolina. So personally, I wouldn't do it until I knew not about a vaccine. That's the thing. The vaccine might never be found. I mean, AIDS, okay, they haven't found a vaccine for it yet. What you have to hope for is they come up with some kind of medicine that will, if you get the virus, that will keep you from the hospital, keep you from getting sick enough you have to go to the hospital and die. Kind of like we have for the flu now. You got all kind of Tamiflu and all kinds of stuff you can take to help you with the flu. That's what you have to hope for. The whole vaccine thing, I mean, if that comes, that's probably 2 years away, if it comes. there's no guarantee they're going to find a vaccine. What you have to hope for is they find medicine that if you get it, you can take and will greatly reduce your chance of getting sick enough that to go to the hospital and possibly dying. That's what people hope.
If they ever come up with it, how are they going to keep up with the supply for this shit?
Yeah,
that's going to be huge too.
That's
We got to figure that out.
Oh yeah, well, Tamiflu. I mean, it's just like I know during the flu season, I had the flu like 3 years ago, really bad flu, and I had to get Tamiflu. And like the pharmacies around here, I had to wait and go to another pharmacy like 20 miles or 50 miles away. They had the Tamiflu in. So it happens here with some of the flu stuff that during that flu season, man, that stuff all gets backed up. So,
yeah, interesting stuff there, and I think we're in a wait and see type mode because, to be completely honest with you, it's gotten more of a it's been more of on the upkick here lately. It seems like in the past 2 weeks we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know. I go with the theory that 90 degrees kills it, and we got plenty of that in the South, so we'll go from there. Big thing coming up this weekend. Go ahead, Cale.
You see some news story the other day of some girl at a grocery store in South Carolina licking everything and touching everything and coughing all over the place and coughing all over the keypad, and then she left and said it's in God's hands now, and then she gets arrested. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. But we got dumb people in this country. She's just trying to prove a point, and we got dumb people. That's what I mean. There are people who are going to make this an issue, which is why I don't think the whole fans are going to work, because there's going to be people who are going to be like, who are going to go to the game and be an ass about it. Like, I ain't listening to shit. And I'm going to go touch her with all my friends, and I'm going to go do bottle rocket sneezes, especially you drink. So that's why I just don't think they can do all the models they want to. They can't do a model for jackasses. And there'll be jackasses that go into the game, if they let people in the game, who will do that and root for everybody else. So I think your best bet is students, and students are a little bit more. I think students are a little bit more in compliance because you have a little more say over them because they are students at your school. You can kick them out of school. Say, listen, here's the rules. You're a student here. This is what's going to happen. So I'm just saying, I wouldn't trust the masses to use common sense. So,
did anyone happen to see what city that happened in South Carolina?
Was it 3.5 forks? I thought it was
3.5 forks.
No, another shithole. Sumter, big shot there. Mother suckers.
Holy shit, Cale. All right, well let's talk about something football related here for a moment. Clemson picked up a big commitment from a running back out of North Carolina. I have an interesting thing on this. I haven't shared with you guys yet, but one of the reasons South Carolina may have contributed to this young man going to Clemson. I'll tell you why. Will Shipley is the number one running back in the state of North Carolina. He is the number one player in North Carolina, number 24 running back overall. Here's the interesting thing. His mom went to NC State. His dad went to NC State. He was an NC State lean. He did an interview on December the 18th with the Charlotte Observer, where he did their riding around with recruits. And he said in the interview that NC State was definitely a team that he liked. And the reason he liked them was the stability of the coaching staff. He liked Dave Doran and Des Kitchings, who is now the running back coach at South Carolina. He talked so much about how much he liked Coach Kitchings, and South Carolina hired him away from NC State. The young man then started leaning towards Clemson and Notre Dame and kind of took NC State out of the picture simply because of the relationship that he had with Coach Kitchings, which, by the way, people say I don't say nice stuff about Will Muschamp. Des Kitchings is a hell of a coach. it's going to be sad when he gets fired at the end of the season because Muschamp is a shithole. But Muschamp did a good job in bringing this guy in because he's a hell of a recruiter.
That's not necessarily true.
What do you mean?
Anytime you have a transition, you get a new head coach. They always keep a couple of coaches around from the previous staff that know who they've been recruiting. They know the lay of the land. They know the students. They know whether around the campus. That happens. It's true. I mean, he may stay.
Well, I'm hoping that he does get to stay because I think he's a good coach. In fact, I think he'd be a better head coach than Will Muschamp would be. There's that. Comrade doesn't agree, but Comrade's got
chance.
I will not sit here and let you denigrate my coach.
He may be working for Dave Duran again. You never know.
There you go.
Dave Duran.
Dave Duran's a great guy, I heard.
Fuck out of here. Anyway, but no, that's the main reason. One of the main reasons he went to Clemson is because of that. It's a great interview he did. If you put the pieces together, he was going to go to NC State, but now he's going to Clemson. Hunter Slay wants to know if we're going to comment on how in the world UT has recruited these boys the past couple of weeks. Well, obviously, in my opinion, they haven't talked about how they let teabagging go on at their school and how they let Peyton Manning just teabag whoever the hell he wanted while he was there. They obviously didn't tell parents about that, so maybe they left that out of the story. I don't know. What do you think, Cale? How are they getting such good recruits at Tennessee?
They got some really good recruiters on their staff. I know Jeremy Pruitt is a really good recruiter. At least he was at Alabama. T. Martin, and they got another coach there that finished like number one as the number one recruiting head assistant coach. And something I was watching on YouTube earlier about this very subject. I mean, they do have a tradition. I mean, guys, they do. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. But, I mean, it just remains to see if they'll be able to be developed. I don't know how good of a coach or what is the offensive coordinator or whatever he is that T. Martin is. I mean, what's the Clay Helton at USC? I mean, he got rid of him off his staff, and he sucks. I mean, he's this close to being fired himself. So, I don't know. It remains to be seen if these guys are going to be developed or not. They still need better quarterback play, and I'll believe it when I see it. But they are recruiting very well. But then again, so is North Carolina. And the same show that I was watching over on YouTube, it's FG1 Sports. Is what this channel is called.
Yeah.
And he did his post-spring practice top 25. Of course, we don't have a top 25, or we didn't have a spring practice, so can't really do that. But anyway, he came up with one. He put Tennessee at number 24. This guy put North Carolina at number 12. I think that's just a little bit. I don't know. I think it's a little bit far-fetched. They could have a really good offense, very explosive, but they got some questions marks on that defense. I mean, you're giving up 40-something points to Virginia Tech. You got some issues on the defensive side of the ball. So number 12, I think, is a stretch. Top 25, maybe, if everything goes right, but no.
Well, for North Carolina,
I got down the rabbit hole there. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. For North Carolina, I think people are giving them a lot of love. They returned 17 starters, 10 on the offensive side of the ball. They had 6 losses last year by a combined total of 26 points. But I'm with Cale. The defense played better towards the end of the season, but they still need some help. They got some guys coming in. If you're watching on the YouTube channel right now, you can see this is the 2021 rankings, so it gives you an idea. And I know there's more time, I know, but right now, Clemson has the number 2 recruiting class in the ACC because North Carolina is at number 1 right now. Even with the big commitment Clemson picked up this week, they're still behind North Carolina. So,
yeah, but how many commitments does Clemson have like 5 or 6 commitments, and UNC have like 15 or something?
Clemson's got 10 commitments. UNC's got 14, so they got 4 more players.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, goddamn,
that's right. But yeah, it's
Tennessee probably had. How many does Tennessee have?
Tennessee, well, right there, Cale. They've got 18 commits, but they're the number 2 class.
There you go.
It's interesting too, and Tennessee's number will drop a little bit because they've got 18 players, 2 5-stars, 2 5-stars, 4 4-stars, and 12 3-star recruits. Not that the stars mean much of anything, but yeah, it's
they'll have some decommitments this year after they lose to fucking Georgia State again.
You're not helping out. The Hunter Slay says he's a Vols fan, but really likes watching the channel.
See, that's all.
You can't be pissing off all the Vol fans, Cale.
I'm just saying, and then I'm in a Tennessee fan group somehow or another. I got in it last summer when I was posting my pick and prediction videos from the seasons, and I got like in every group I possibly could everywhere, just so I could post these like all over the place, like wallpaper. And I got in one group, and somebody said, "What's our record going to be this year? And are we going to go 9-3?" And one of them, they're so deluded. They say, of the big 3, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, which one of these do we stand the best chance of beating? Could we beat multiple of these teams? And I put down there, I think we go 7-5. I think we lose to Kentucky and the Gamecocks as well as these 3. And I think that we also may lose to Georgia State again. One of them's like, "We don't play Georgia State, you fool." And I'm like, with Jerome, we can find a way to lose to them, even though we don't fucking play them. Fuck them, keep wild. Should have kept Long. Should have kept Derek Dooley.
Should have kept Fulmer. No, wait.
Well, I'll ask you real quick while we're here. I think that who do you think is the bigger fraud this season, Miami or Tennessee? Because the
Miami
fan bases are running their mouths thinking that they're going to win their division and everything else.
Miami has a fan base. They have like 3 fans.
Okay.
So
who's
they can't.
Fraud? Is it Miami?
We could get with Miami, the Miami Hurricanes athletic department, and Miami Marlins baseball team main office as far as that social distancing thing goes, because they don't really want to have any fucking fans at their damn games. So that should go very well. I mean, I think they could instruct the quarterback.
I disagree with the comment here from NASCAR Vol saying Cale was getting kicked around in that Tennessee Facebook group. I've never seen Cale get kicked around in any Facebook group.
Lies, sir. Lies.
These are lies, sir. Cale doesn't get his ass
laughing at him.
Group. Stop it. Is he telling him?
I was laughing at him. I was at work too, and I was just commenting like every 45 minutes whenever I got a chance to. I mean, because I'm essential, so I got to be around. I guess these non-essential balls had all day to lay up in the bed and eat fucking Cheetos and drink Budweiser and watch replays in 1998 and shit on damn YouTube. But hell, some of us got to work for damn living, son.
That's a good point. Everybody says you're getting flamed. Our NASCAR Vol says that. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that at all. If Cale was there full time, he'd bitch slap some Tennessee fans. I don't get what big with that. So that's
why for you to talk about 0-8 in the SEC or that trash can.
Well, It's funny too when you catch some folks.
What the record against Will Muschamp? They talk about our shit coaching staff, and yeah, I admit we got some issues, but they've won like one game against Will Muschamp ever since he's been a head coach. They're 2 SEC schools, so they're like 1-9 versus Muschamp. That's sad. I mean, think about how sad that is. That is sad.
Good point.
Mark Stoops has 5 wins over him, just at Kentucky. So
speaking of Kentucky, they got a lot of decommits and transfers.
There you go.
Yeah,
Kentucky's got a lot of transfers. Kind of, I don't know, building program going to shit.
I don't know what Kentucky. I was watching the replay of their game against Louisville last year. It was on. That's what they're showing, all these old games, and that was on earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're missing Trash Daniel next year, or Cash with a K.
Yeah, fuck that guy. That guy. You know what? That guy.
The Paintsville pony.
He made Bullware look fast.
He got bitch slapped around that Louisville running back. He missed a tackle on him in space a couple of times, and they were really highlighting that on the SEC network, making him look like shit. Did he get drafted, by the way?
Cale, would you like to respond to NASCAR Vol's comment here? Daniels didn't get drafted, but would you like to respond to his comment there, sir?
Butch never lost to Spurrier. I can't. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't respond to things I can't.
But Butch never lost to Spurrier. I can play that game too.
He never lost to Spurrier.
I can play that game too. Listen, Tennessee fan, NASCAR Vol, why would you bring up Spurrier? That dude, Spurrier owns you. I mean, I've never seen a coach own another team more than Spurrier owns you in his career. And he's from Tennessee too. He's from Tennessee, and he comes back and slaps you around. Congratulations. Butch Jones beat him when he was drunk. Congratulations.
That 2013 game, he gave them that game in 2013. I think that was some kind of gift.
Spurrier was so drunk with the third quarter.
That was embarrassing.
That was, but he still owns you. I mean, he owns Tennessee. I mean, he used to put his nuts on Peyton Manning's forehead yearly. You can still see the imprints on Peyton Manning's forehead.
What he said, you can't spell citrus UT or something.
Yeah, Spurrier used to damn freaking
without UT.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
He used to just clown you folks, and you're going to bring his name up? Come on.
Spurrier really did say that shit.
Yeah.
You know, he was. Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm pulling this up now. I'm pretty sure Spurrier had a winning record against you guys at Carolina.
University.
Do I need to look that shit up? I'm going to look that shit up. No. Go ahead and talk. I think he's wrong, but I don't like to argue if I don't know I'm right. So
he did coin the Free Shoes University. Free Shoes University.
I'm pretty sure Spurrier owned a Tennessee while he was at Carolina.
Spurrier was, he was a great coach. I mean, it was pretty crazy how cool of a coach he was too with some of the stuff he would say. Yeah, I don't know what his record was.
I'm gonna find out. Don't worry. Keep on. Don't worry.
I'll because I don't know.
I don't want to. I like to argue.
Remember that thing with when he was talking about when they messed him up on YouTube with that thing when he was talking about when he first got there. He said, "When I first got here, I went around the locker room and there's nothing but a bunch of signs that said beat Clemson, beat Clemson, beat Clemson everywhere." And I went around and told everybody. I told the trainer, I said, "Take every one of them down." I physically jerked off a couple of them myself.
.com create your
Well, I'm looking for the actual clip here of Spurrier saying just because I think it's funny. He's hilarious.
Historically had owned South Carolina. I guess they don't own us right now. That's for sure. We have tough battles with almost everybody. It's neat to beat Clemson.
You know what? I'm going to play a clip of this just because I think it's great. And I like the way that Spurrier says some stuff here. So let me share this with some of our fine folks here as Spurrier likes to clown people. He really does. So let me share some of this with you guys. I don't think we can get away with this for a minute. It's just a news clip here, but let's try that. Here we go. 2 minutes of Spurrier here.
I guess historically had owned South Carolina. I guess they don't own us right now, that's for sure. We have tough battles with almost everybody. I mean, we don't blow out hardly anybody. Let's give fate a chance. If fate's going to smile on South Carolina, we got to give it a chance. The biggest thing that they do well is called blocking and tackling. We've all sort of had some bad reffing during our day, and we've had some good ones too. Well, yeah, the Tiger doesn't play defense or offense for them. Not yet, anyway. And they do keep it caged up there. Jadeveon almost had a sack there at the end. He almost got the guy. Nobody said it's supposed to be fair now. You know that college football is not all that fair. Jadeveon's doing fine. Bruce is doing fine. Demir's doing fine. They had a communication problem. They didn't know they were supposed to be out here watching practice. So I'm the dummy on that. Dabo had mentioned that Marcus Lattimore stands for everything that's right about college football. So I just mentioned I agreed with him. I didn't think that was any derogatory comment. I guess Dabo, I found out he loves Southern California and University of North Carolina. That's the only thing I know about it. I've been reading like you guys have about our new 3-4 defense. Did anybody like that 3-4 defense? But I don't know if it mattered if we played a 6-6 defense. Most of our guys have never been to Death Valley. That is the Death Valley, isn't it? Or is there another one around? Yeah, there's two of them. That's right. There's 2 Death Valleys. Yeah, I forgot about that. The national media boys there talking about Alabama and Auburn. And what do we call our game with Clemson? They got the Iron Bowl. What do we call our game? We don't have a real name for it? Yeah, that'll give you media guys something to come up with.
Spurrier's great. He would say some dumb shit. He was really good.
Hunter Slade, Dabo would have wiped the floor with Spurrier. What the hell are you talking about?
Anyway,
by the way, I'd like to up real quick. NASCAR Vol was technically correct. Okay, Spurrier went 5-5 against Tennessee while at Carolina. The last year he didn't coach. He had already retired before they played the other game. Sean was coach. So 5-5. He did not own them, so he was even 500. However, at Florida he whacks you guys pretty good yearly.
Yeah, he seemed to have Tennessee's number at Florida. It was really weird on that. But certain coaches just have other coaches' numbers. You can make an argument that Mark Stoops owns Will Muschamp. You can make that argument. Certain coaches just do well against others. Spurrier beat the hell out of Dabo Swinney. What was Dabo's record against him? 4-5, something like that. Comrade, do you know?
Against who now?
Against Spurrier. Wasn't it like 4-5, 3-5, 2-5, something like that? I mean, he won the rivalry game with pretty much ease every year. Gamecock fans would love to have that shit back right now.
Yep, that would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah.
You agree, Cale?
Absolutely, without question.
Without question. That's funny. Final thing tonight, and I sent this to you gentlemen earlier, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it. Mike Tyson has being offered $1 million to fight against an undefeated rugby player, rugby legend Sonny Bill Williams. Mike Tyson's 53 years old, and according to the Joe Rogan podcast, smokes a lot of pot. Would you buy a Mike Tyson fight to watch him fight again? Cale, you go first.
The only way I'm watching him, no. The only way I'm watching anything Mike Tyson, I'd like to see him come back to WrestleMania again. Maybe that would spice up some WWE programming, because that's sure been the shit lately. That having some of their lowest ratings ever. But No, I don't. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'd watch anything right now. You know what people are watching right now, Las Vegas, and betting on. I was watching a betting podcast I watch sometimes. Watching Korean Baseball League. They're playing Korean baseball right now. No fans. And,
Brother,
and they are
Conrad's
betting
got
on it.
numbers on these guys, man. He could probably tell you who the best war in the damn Korean League is.
I'm watching Casey Kelly, an old Red Sox prospect who Red Sox fans said, don't trade Casey Kelly. He's going to be the next big thing. We finally traded him for Adrian Gonzalez, and he was crap, but he's in the Korean Baseball League now. I watched it. The funny thing was, the first night it was on, I stayed up to 1 a.m. My wife said I was stupid. Yeah, she's probably right.
Oh, you are.
I slept to 1 a.m, and I turn it on, and I shit you not, the game's in the rain delay. I almost went ahead and hung myself with wax dental floss. I felt that it was personal. To me.
At 1 o'clock in the morning,
1 in the morning.
Delay.
1 in the morning is when the first game was like, come on, the first game ESPN was going to broadcast. It was like, okay, I'm going to watch some baseball. And I turned it on, and there was a rain delay. And I went to bed. I went to bed and said, my life has no meaning. But I watched a few games. I mean, it's not. Yeah.
At 1 o'clock in the morning,
1 in the morning,
and a baseball game's in rain delay. You know what's supposed to happen next? Rick Camp's supposed to hit a damn home run.
That's right.
The fucking thing up.
That's right.
The 15th inning.
1985.
1985. Yeah.
The old Fulton County Stadium.
That's true.
The old baby blue, the white jerseys, the baby blue numbers. The old Braves uniforms.
I'm thinking, I don't know if I'll go that far.
I'm all in with Tyson. I'm not a big boxing fan, okay, but I will tell you this. I have never missed a Tyson fight from the time he fought Trevor Burbeck for the title, and he won the title. I have not missed a Tyson fight, and I'm not a big boxing fan, but I would always watch Tyson. It was like appointment TV, and one of the greatest, or not the greatest, but one of the most memorable nights in my life, sporting-wise, like watching a game sporting-wise, was the night that he lost to Buster Douglas. It was the same night in the slam dunk contest. This is back when I loved the NBA. Okay, my buddy was over, a little sleepover, had pizza and soda, and the plan was we're going to watch the slam dunk contest, and we'll flip over and watch Tyson knock this bum out in one round, because it's fun watching him knock out one round, then watch the rest of the dunk contest. And we flip it over, and one round goes in there, like, holy crap. Second round goes, and my buddy's like, oh, do you believe this? It was the most shocking thing I've ever seen in sports, watching Tyson lose to Buster Douglas. And for the young people in here, like, you had never seen Tyson ever get hurt before in your life. Like, you've never seen anyone even hit him, let alone, and to watch him get beat and getting beaten down was just absolutely crazy. And of course, I watched the Holyfield fight when he bit off his ear. I was on the 5 points that night, drunk off my you-know-what, watching that at what's that place called? But a bar down there. So
yeah, whatever bar.
I'm all in on Tyson. I'm all in.
I was in 3.5 sports that night.
3.5 sports. You know what? I want to watch just the Michael Spinks fight. I'm sharing this on YouTube here. 85 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this.
Michael
Spinks did not want to be there.
Keep those hands high.
Yeah.
Just like if David Butts came to Rob's address.
I don't want to fight nobody, but hell, if you go try to fight me, we'll have at it. There we go. Look at this thing here, man. Watch Tyson.
Warning Mike about the elbows. Various opponents have complained. Tyson rocks them with elbows along the ropes. Get close. You see the tactics used by Michael Spinks now. He's throwing his jab, but he has to keep those hands extremely high. Watch for the uppercuts too. Tyson landed a left hand in close quarters, and now Cappuccino goes to work again.
Bye.
Tyson not afraid, as we expected, and Spinks ready to mix it up with him. Tyson along the ropes doing damage. Michael Spinks has to keep moving.
Spinks looks doughy, doesn't he? Doesn't look like he really trained for this fight. He does not want to be there, Spinks. You can tell.
There was a body shot that put him to
He
the
just wants his money. Give me my money.
Spinks has ever been down in a professional fight. And he's down again. and in serious trouble. A right hand right on the chin.
Goofy looking.
Going to make it.
From the side, he looked like Norman Smiley from WCW.
He looked like
I was waiting on him to do the
with hair.
I was waiting on him to do the big wiggle.
But he looked like George Jefferson with hair, though. If you look at him, just a tall. I'm serious. I'd pay for a Mike Tyson fight. I really would.
I watch
Look
it.
at this. Dina agrees with you, comrade. Look at that. Normally, Dina laughs at you, but Dina agrees with you.
Dina's a smart young lady. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, she's very smart.
She's a smart young lady. I mean, I think deep down, she's got a little gamecock in her. You know what I mean? I can see that flicker, that flicker of intelligence. I think deep down, a little garnet in there, a little gamecock pride in there, deep down there. We just gotta get it out of her a little bit.
Now she's gonna cuss you out. She ain't got.
I can see that. Every time somebody passes a math test, I can say, "You got a little gamecock."
Fuck out of here with all that. All right, well, gentlemen, we may do the fraud game on Sunday. We'll talk about what teams are going to be a fraud this year. We may not talk about COVID at all. I don't know. We'll figure that out as we move along. Actually, you know what? Sunday's Mother's Day. Do you guys want to not do a show on Mother's Day?
Yeah, I kind of vote no because
turn this into a Tennessee podcast.
I'll turn it into a Tennessee podcast. But no, I'll tell you what, we're not going to do a show on Sunday. It's
out of respect for mothers.
Yeah, out of respect for mom.
Go spend the day with your mom. Well, I mean, some of you can't. Well, I'm not spending the day. I'll be FaceTiming. Here's what I'm doing. I'm dropping off dinner for my mom. I told her to pick out any restaurant she wants. Let me know what it is and give me the order. I'm going to go pick it up for her and drop it off. And she's going to have a nice meal. I think she's ordering some steak and so forth from my restaurant. So that's what I'm doing for my mom.
Kale, do something nice. Do something nice. Everybody do something nice for their mom. That's kind of the way to go. All right. Well, gentlemen, do you have anything else for this week's show? We will be back at it next Wednesday, taking off Sunday for the moms. All right. Kale.
Sounds good, guys.
Mike, you're done. All right. With that, this show is a wrap. All right. Let me bring out.